Hey, my Chosen for Purpose family. So, I've missed y'all. It's been about a week since I made a video, but I've been trying to stay on that community page. I've still been tapping in. So, hopefully, I got my readers up out there. I know sometimes I could be a little bit long winded, but you know what? That is the gift that God has given me. I'm telling you, like, my fingers get to going and they don't know how to stop. So, I realized that sometimes it's just better for me to read what God wrote instead of me trying to remember it off the top of my head, because for whatever reason it does not come out right. And I came to the conclusion, like, you know what? This is me and God's page. This is me and His channel. I don't have to do it like everybody else. That's the whole reason why you should never compare yourself. Because once you start comparing yourself to other people, you start trying to be like other people. You start feeling like you're not good enough. You should do it like this. You should do it like that. If you do it like this or if you do it like that, then you're wrong. Who says? As long as my family gets the message, that is all that matters. So if y'all see me looking down, it's because a sister, is looking at her notes, and I want to make sure that I get everything, and I do mean everything, on point. So tonight we are going to be sitting up here talking about focus. Okay. For the longest, it was so hard to get focused because I was trying to do too many things at once. Now, realizing focusing on more than one thing was keeping me from focusing at all. How many of us know about that? Were you trying to have your hands in all these different pots? We know when you're trying to have your hands in all these different pots, you're not giving 100% you to that one thing that you're supposed to be focused on. How could you when you're trying to focus on that one thing and your mind is split up with 3 and 4 and 5 different things? So, but you know what I realized? I realized that came from when I used to work as a CNA. I had multiple residents, and I mean multiple residents to the point where sometimes I could have 10 residents in a day. So it's like while I am working with one resident, I have to remember what all these other residents needs, and I have to remember, okay, which one is going to go second, which one is going to go third, because this one might have a doctor's appointment, this one might have therapy, this one, lunch is going to be coming soon, breakfast, so I got to make sure that I feed this one, whereas this one can feed themselves. It was a lot of things that I had to remember. Now, mind you, maybe in that setting, it's okay. Multitasking was beneficial for me because I was able to do it without getting frustrated. I was able to, while I'm working with one client, with one resident, I was able to be like, okay, after I finish here, then this is what I need to do next. Like I was setting up my steps before I even got there. So maybe in one setting it's beneficial, but not in all settings it's not going to be beneficial. Like for me, being a coach, one of my coaches had to tell me to focus on one thing at a time. And even though you know certain things, it's like, why is it that a person has to tell you? You have to have a few people tell you before it like really sinks in and it really registers to you, like, you know what? Maybe this is exactly what I need to do. I didn't even realize though that I had that mindset of feeling like I had to do 40 different things at once to feel like I was actually getting things accomplished. But it was through me talking to one of my accountability partners that I realized that, things always come from, things always come from a reason. So it's always good for us to go back to that root problem to figure out, where did this come from? Why do I feel like this is the way to go? That's the tip right there. Always get into the root of the problem so you can figure out, okay, do I need to continue to go this route, or is another route? Is there another route for me that's a lot better? Well, anyway, when it comes to focusing on one thing at a time, especially when it comes to my coaching business, it's like, you know what? That's why I felt like I had to have my hand in all these different things, is because that's what I was used to For me, multitasking was normal until I realized that when it comes to, especially this, what I'm doing right here, I have to be able to give it my whole 100%. I have to be able to focus on one thing in order for you guys to be able to get everything about me, not bits and pieces. Like, what do they say? It's not about quantity, it's about quality. And I want to make sure that I'm giving you guys exactly that quality. So I realized that, you know what, I need to focus on one thing at a time. And that's exactly what I have been doing, focusing on one thing at a time. And you guys will be amazed at how, just by me focusing on one thing at a time, how much I am getting accomplished. It's giving me a sense of confidence. Like, okay, I'm not just starting a thing and putting it off to the side, picking up something else, and then later on I got to come back to this and finish this, and then not only do I have to finish this, now I got to go back and finish that. No, I'm doing one thing at a time, focusing on one thing at a time, so that I can give that one thing everything that I have. And so for the last couple of weeks, I've been working on some emails. Now that I have that out the way, it's like, okay, that's done. Boom. Now I don't have to have that sitting at the back of my head, on my mind, like, oh, I still got to get that done. I still got to get that done. No, it's already out the way. Now I can move on to the next. I also have realized, because you know how a lot of times we feel like we should, when we get to be a certain age in our life, we should be in this certain spot in our life. So to me, it was like, okay, I needed to take on 20 different things in order for me to be right where I need to be, which is where. Because whose timeline are we going off of? Am I going off of my timeline, or am I going off just being right here in the present moment? It's all about having that mindset shift. I had to have a mindset shift that was like, you know what? The fact that God sees that you're putting in work, He's going to make sure that He restores the time that was lost to you. You're going to find that if you keep your head down and you're focusing on one thing at a time, taking them baby steps, like one of my coaches says, Coach T. Rave, you take them baby steps, one baby step at a time, you'll look up and you'll be like, wow, here I am standing neck and neck to somebody else that I felt like had been surpassed me. And no, it's not about a competition thing. It's about staying in your own lane. I'm just saying to say, a lot of times we're feeling as if we're looking at other people and we're feeling as if I need to be where they're at. But we don't know what all it took for them to get there. We don't know all the sacrifices. You know, they might be 5 years in the game, whereas I'm 1 year in the game. So can I really expect to be in the same place that they are in? So it's best to just stay in your own lane, focus on what it is that God will have you do, and before you know it, you'll look up and you'll be right there next to them people that you felt was so far ahead of you. So now I'm going to go into my tablet because I want to make sure that I don't miss anything. Okay. So how you start your day has a lot to do where your focus will be at. Do you get up and allow yourself time and space to just sit still? Whether that is praying, journaling, or simply sitting still, allowing yourself to clear your mind of everything, just to be in the moment. Or as soon as your feet hit the floor, your mind is all over the place. A lot of the times we get up and we already have this to-do list before we even get a chance to sit on the side of the bed, before we fully open up our eyes, before we say that prayer to God that thank you for waking me up, before we even get a chance to brush our teeth, we have this list. And what winds up happening, we're already feeling overwhelmed and we haven't even been up for 15-20 minutes. We're feeling overwhelmed and tired, ready to lay back down. So it's like, what is your focus on? It's very important how you start your day and what is it that you're focusing on. When it comes to focusing on things, How about you have a list? You can have a list of what? Top 3, top 5. Put like top priority to low priority. And you start working on that top priority. Let's say that by the end of the day, that top priority is not done. It's okay. It will just go over to the next day. Do not give yourself, what's the word I'm looking for here? Don't put unnecessary stress or unnecessary like a timeline that it has to be done. It has to be done, because a lot of times when we do that to ourselves, that's where the mistakes comes in at. But make sure that you allow yourself enough time to be able to focus on that thing so that it can get done. Okay. Being intentional about your day, or just allowing whatever comes your way. Excuse me. Are you intentional about your day, or it's like whatever comes your way, that's the direction that you're going in? Because a lot of times that can throw us off our focus too. Where it's like, do you have a game plan? Did you write down your game plan the night before? Or did you write it down that morning? Like I said, you have a top 3 or a top 5. Or it's like, hey, whatever happens, it's like wherever the wind blows you, that's wherever you'll be. You will notice that when you take on that mindset of wherever the wind blows you is wherever you will be, you're not going to be as focused. You're not going to be getting anything done, because you don't have a list. You don't have nothing that's right here in your face that's like, okay, this is the direction that we're supposed to be going in. This is going to be our focus today. Is your day filled with distractions? Are you one of those people that get easily distracted? I know for me, I have to turn off my notifications on my phone, because as soon as some notifications start popping up on my phone, I'm ready to look to see who done left me a message. What app is this? But is it really truly that important? Nope. So what I do is I turn my notifications off, and I wait until I'm finished focusing on that one thing before I look at the notifications. Another thing is, excuse me, like I said, I want to make sure I get everything done. So, are you a person, like I said, who is your day filled with distractions, or do you create a space for peace and quiet, for clarity? Because we all know it's hard to really truly focus when you do not have that peace and quiet. When you have all these distractions around you, sometimes it shifts your focus away from what it is that you're supposed to be focusing on. Now, I'm going to let y'all in on my life. Where I'm currently at right now, ooh, I love my family, but distractions. So, as y'all see, where am I at? I'm outside. I'm not going to allow the distractions of the TV, the distraction of people talking, the distractions of kids running around to keep me from getting on this video. No, there are times when sometimes what I have to do is I have to get up a little bit earlier. Hey, when everybody goes to sleep, stay up a little bit later to be able to focus on that thing that I was supposed to be doing. Or, what is it that I'm doing right now? I'm sitting outside creating that space. Creating this space where I have no distractions, where I am able to just talk to you guys right now. So, now, I've talked about focus. Now I want to talk about multitasking. Now, I know I said that multitasking can be beneficial, and it can when it comes to certain settings. There might be a time where you're just a one-woman show, a one-man show. So therefore, you might have to put on all these different hats. And so that's where multitasking will come in handy for you. But overall, when it comes to certain things, multitasking really decreases your focus, because your mind is on other things instead of the thing that you're supposed to be focusing on. And a lot of times when that happens, you're going to make mistakes, or you're going to miss something that you should have seen had your focus been on that one thing. So you have to ask yourself, is this the space right now for me to multitask, or is this the space right now for me to just sit and focus on exactly what it is that I'm supposed to be focusing on? Multitasking can also make you mentally tired. What did I just say? As soon as you get up, your feet haven't even fully hit the ground. You haven't got your morning coffee. You haven't prayed, and already your mind is on the 50 million things that you have to do, to the point where you're like, I'm tired already. I'm ready to lay back down. You're like, I haven't even done anything. You got to slow down. You have to slow down. One baby step at a time. Focusing on one thing at a time will get you way further than if you was to multitask and try to focus on 10 different things all at once. Because something is not going to get the full focus that it needs. Something's going to be lacking. There's going to be mistakes. You're going to be able to tell that you did not give it your all. Okay, it wasn't quality. You were just worried about quantity, but it wasn't quality. So let me see. What happens when it is hard to focus? I talked a little bit about that too. Like I said, I'm creating a space for me outside. I'm not letting the fact that there's a full house with TV going, kids running around, people talking, keep me from doing the video and showing up for my chosen for purpose family. So sometimes you might have to ask the Lord, because I'm not gonna lie, there's many times where I'm like, Lord, please help me. Please help me to tune out the distractions. Please help me to be able to get the things done that I need to be able to get done. Because come on now, sometimes it is hard. Sometimes I'm sitting in my family's house and the TV's going, and it's like I want to look up and see what's on the TV, but then I realize, nope, you have work to do. You have work to do. So therefore I have to remove myself and I have to go sit somewhere else. And I have to concentrate. Let me see. Shoot, if you have earbuds, which is what I have, I usually have them on, but today, not. If you have to put some earbuds in your ear in order for you to tune out everything around you, that's what you have to do. A lot of times, I will turn on the sermon. I will turn on some positive, encouraging words. I will listen to gospel music to put myself in a space. But it's like, it's all about creating that space where you can eliminate the distraction and you are able to focus. Let's see. What else? I think of just about taking care of everything. But yeah, so what is your focus on? What is it that you've been trying to get done, but you haven't been able to because of the distractions? I hope and pray that the things that I have spoken to you guys today, you guys can take from it. Because I know sometimes you just want things to go just the way that it's supposed to go. Let me just get up, let me just do what I have to do. But sometimes we have to do the extra in order to be able to get that thing done. Like I said, sometimes I have to get up earlier than everybody else. Sometimes I have to stay up later than everybody else in order to be able to concentrate on the things that I wasn't able to concentrate when those distractions were around. So I just need y'all to know, though, focus on one thing at a time, because focusing on one thing at a time will get you a whole lot further than if you was to be focusing on 10, 12, 15 things at a time. You will see how after you focus on that one thing, how, wow, I'm already done with it? Okay, now I could fully put this away, and now I could go ahead and focus on something else. So look at that. It's getting dark up out here. So I just want to get up on here before the night was over and talk to y'all. And you guys already know, it all starts with you. It starts with you making a choice. It starts with you standing on that choice. It's all about nurturing and no longer neglecting the relationship that you hold with yourself. But what does that look like to you? I love y'all, and I will be back.